Shine with Kendall Lanice. Real talk for real people. Let's shine together.
Shining with me, first and foremost, every week on Shine with Kendall Lanice. I am a certified transformational life coach, speaker, author, as well as a certified financial coach. Each week, I hope to elevate you, educate you, and entertain you with our various guests and various topics here on Shine with Kendall Lanice. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to tell a friend. And now on to this week's show. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Shine. I hope everyone had an amazing week thus far. It is hump day. In the immortal words of Bobby Brown, ain't nobody humping around. Anytime I could quote Bobby Brown, I am going to do that. If this is your first time tuning in to Shine with me, Kendall Lanice, thank you so much for joining this conversation. Each episode, it's all about elevating, entertaining, and educating. Sometimes we'll be on here crying. Other times we will be cracking up to the point where our abdomens hurt. I think it's important to have balance in your life. I'm on the heels of Women Evolve. If you don't know about Women Evolve, you better know about it. So it's Sarah Jakes Roberts. It's her movement. And we had an opportunity, some friends and I, to attend her Night in the Wild experience. That's what I would say. And it was amazing. It was inspiring. I was voluntold to get up on the stage when they asked for volunteers. And sometimes I like to, play in the cut, so to speak. And just really, I was there to absorb and to listen and to learn. And my girlfriend of over 35, 36 years, Tamia, raised my hand for me and almost threw me on the stage. So I got a chance to do that. So it was pretty cool. And I think it's important for the people who love you to help push you forward. And when I was on that stage, as you guys know, I'm a speaker and a life coach, author, all of that good stuff. But there were hundreds and hundreds of people there last night. So as I was on that stage last night, I thought about when I will have an opportunity to speak and to inspire and to motivate people as, my alter ego, Lady Motivator, with hundreds and hundreds of people. It might have been over 1,000 people there. There were a lot of people. So just being on there, and wouldn't it be cool if this time next year I would have my own conference as I've had before. But that amount of people, and just touching that amount of people and knowing that it really is not about you, and it's using your gifts to help and inspire others. All right. So today's show is going to be a great show. But again, if this is your first time tuning in, hurry up, call a friend, text a friend, get on social media, tell them to join this conversation tonight on Shine. And if you've missed past episodes and this is your first time tuning in, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you so much for your loyalty and returning. Don't forget to subscribe. When you subscribe, that's how I get my sponsorship, and that's how more people can hear about me. You can catch me on all podcast platforms. Wherever podcasts live, you can find me. Just search for Shine with Kendall Lanice, and you'll find me. So go back to listen to old episodes. This is like the 90th episode, I believe. Go back and listen to past episodes. The good thing about podcasts, you can listen in your car, at the gym, in your office, in your bedroom, in the bathroom, wherever you have your quiet time, and listen to some of the shows. All right. So tonight I shine my spotlight on the foster care system and the effects. Today's guest is Shawna Wright. But before I introduce Miss Shawna, I am going to bring you this week's Life Note. Be right back. All right, it's time for this week's Life Note. All right, this week's Life Note is, you were born with the ability to change someone's life. Don't ever waste that. Again, you were born with the ability to change someone else's life. Don't waste that. So as we talk about our topic, the foster care system, I just want to break down some things for you before I introduce my lovely guest tonight. All right, so the foster care system, what is that? A lot of people hear about the foster care system. A lot of people are removed from the foster care system mentally, not physically, and they're unaware of what it really is. So the basic definition, it's where a minor has been placed into a ward, a group home, or a private home of the state with a certified caregiver. And it's referred as the foster parent. I know you've heard that. Or a family member is approved by the state to take that underage child. The most common reason children end up in the system is for neglect. Children are then removed from their home into the foster care system. Over 437,000 children and youth are in foster care system. 118,000 children in the U.S. alone are waiting on adoption. It sounds not so bad, right? Or not. Think about that. So even now, the numbers continue to go up. So who knows where the number actually stabilizes. So you might think, okay, foster care, they were in the home that was neglectful, so they put them in the care of a foster parent who's going to take amazing care of them, and they're going to grow them up to just be amazing people. Yes, that might be the case in some, but some effects of foster care are abuse, neglect, lack of safety, trauma, and so much more. Now, are some foster parents great? Yes. However, more aren't. Do some foster children turn out to be well-adjusted? Absolutely. However, many have issues. And there are so many amazing people that I'm big on not allowing your past to shape you, or not really getting stuck where you were, or the stereotype or the statistic saying, if I'm from foster care, I can't do this. I can't do this because I'm from foster care. Let me just break down something for you, and just some of your favorite celebrities that you might know. You may not even know that they were raised in the foster care system. We have Young and the Restless, Victoria Rowell, Keisha Cole, actor and singer Christian Keys, of course, Tiffany Haddish. She talks about it often. Jamie Foxx, country singer Faith Hill, Ice-T, even Steve Jobs. So that shows you right there. And some might say, okay, well, that's a small population, but that shows you right there not to allow your circumstances and your past circumstances create your future. So without further ado, tonight's guest knows a little about the system and the effects. She also wants to make a difference for foster children in the Baltimore area. Please help me welcome Miss Shawna Wright to Shine.
Hello.
Hey, beautiful.
How are you?
I am well. Thank you for shining with me.
Thank you for having me.
This is my little boo, y'all. This is my little boo. I have adopted her. Not the adoption that we were talking about earlier that I mentioned, but I fell in love with her. It was love at first sight, right?
Yes.
And I'm so proud of you, and you're breaking barriers and you're crushing statistics, and you're really doing your thing. And I just want to say publicly that I've told you this privately, but I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate it.
You are, because you are bursting and we'll talk about and get into as much as your life as you wish. But graduating, first, let's say congratulations.
Thank you.
You got your associate's degree, so let's talk about that first before we get into the subject. So you got your associate's degree, right?
Yes, back in June.
Okay, so tell the people what you got it in.
I have my associate's degree in business administration.
Okay, and tell them where you are and what you're doing now, what you're pursuing.
So I have now transferred over to Coppin State. Go Eagles.
Yeah, HBCU.
Of course. I'm now actually studying social science with a minor in nonprofit management.
Come on now, and tell the people how old you is and all that good stuff. Where you from?
Oh my goodness! I'm in my last year of my 20s. I'm 29. I know, I feel old.
You getting old. You getting old.
I'm getting old. What was the other question you asked? I'm sorry.
Where you from?
Oh, so I was born in Baltimore, but I was raised in Rock Hill, South Carolina.
And then you came on back to Baltimore to meet me. No.
I came back to Baltimore because God had bigger plans for me than in South Carolina. So.
Come on now. I'm so excited about your future, and I just wanted the audience just to know a little bit about you before we get into the subject, and then we're going to end with a little more about you, and we're definitely going to talk about your initiative and what you're trying to do, but just so that people get to understand where you come from and understand the knowledge that you have in this area and how you're really trying to make a difference. I really want to stress this because there are some foster children that may be listening. There are some foster parents that may be listening. There may be some fully grown adults who were foster children or somebody that wants to become a foster parent. So I just wanted to shed a little bit of light on just the system and then also about your initiative. Is that cool with you?
That's okay with me.
All right. So let's just ask the basic question. What do you know, LaShawna, about the foster care system?
So like you stated previously, the foster care system is basically a system that's been set up to assist children as young as infants up until young adults to 21 that can't be in their birth parents' homes. So for some reason or another, whether it be neglect, abuse, or just the lack of being able to provide for the child, they have been removed from the home and placed in the various locations, from group homes to private homes, who have been inspected. They've gone through various classes, or sometimes they've been put into what's called kinship placement, where the child is placed with a family member. My experience with that is I'm also a former foster child, where I actually have lived in a group home and I've been in a private home facility, I guess you could call it.
Okay, so and thank you for sharing that. What effects has it had on you when you look back at your experiences as a 29-year-old baby? What effects has that had on you, Shawna?
So I'll say it's more something that's kind of resurfaced. As you know, I have my sister, and I've been working over the last few years to, keep her out of the foster care system. I unfortunately did not have the greatest experience with the home that I was placed in, and dealing with, the system again more recently has sparked some of those feelings and rekindled some of those memories that I pushed aside, or not necessarily forgot about, but just chose not to think about or acknowledge.
So you're saying because you're, and first I admire that because you have two young sons. I was going to say little, but they're not so little anymore.
No, they're big now.
Wow. Tell the people how old your children are.
I have a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old, two boys.
Okay, so my grandbabies. But tell the people, so at a young age, and I always thought that was admirable, when you got, I don't want to say her name, I don't know if you want to say it, but when you got your sister a few years ago, and it was a struggle for you, and you were trying as a young lady. What were you, 27 when you 26 when you were trying to do that?
I was 27.
Right. So when you were trying to get her, and you are already a young woman in school, trying to work, trying to provide and take care of sons as you're the sole parent, but you seen your sister headed towards foster care. And it was very important for you to keep her out of foster care. And I know you've been through some things, but what were some of the main reasons you said, you know what? No matter if I'm struggling, no matter if I can do it, no matter if I don't think I can do it, I'm still going to pursue it, and I'm still going to do that. Why was that so important for you?
Mainly because of like I said, the personal experience I had with the young lady that I was placed with. Just very cruel, wasn't doing it for the right reasons. A lot of the things that I experienced, I was probably about 4 and 5 years old. I can still remember, to this day, some of the mean things that she said, some of the mean things that she did to me and some of the other girls in the house. And my heart wouldn't allow my little sister to have to deal with that. If she's been through enough, if it's one thing I can save her from, to keep her from experiencing that, then I felt like it was only my duty to do that.
And I think that that's very admirable, because at your young age, and I'm stressing your young age for a reason, because a lot of people your age, and maybe it's because you're a parent already, but a lot of people your age are a little selfish, especially if they're dealing with issues on their own and, trying to make it on their own. They're like, you know what, another mouth to feed. I don't know if I can do that. So I really take my hat off to you, and that really shows the type of young lady you really, really are. And it's working. You're making it work.
I hear that a lot, but what I've come to realize, like growing up and going through the things that I've gone through, I used to question God a lot, like, if you're here, how do you sit back and allow me, just keep going through these things? And what I had to just be, come to the realization about, I was watching something on YouTube, and the young lady was like, you don't go through your trials and your tribulations for you. Like, they're not for you. So the things that you go through, they're to help someone else, whether it's to, give them motivation that if they're going through something similar to you, they can make it through it, or if it's just to show them how to get through that particular situation. So,
That's right.
Even if it's something like, your lights getting turned off, and then you get yours back on, and then someone else's lights gets turned back off, and you're talking to them, and then you're telling them, okay, you can call this resource, you can call that resource. Like,
Absolutely.
We're here no matter what to help the next person.
Absolutely.
So even with my sister, it wasn't a matter of, if I was going to be able to make it. I knew I was going to be able to make it. I didn't think that it was going to be, peaches and herbs and everything was going to be, perfect in this land of, whatever. I knew it was going to be hard, but I knew it was also necessary, because I wish someone had stepped up and did that for me.
Yes, and I think that you will be blessed beyond measure, and provisions will be made for you, because you are thinking of your sister and not so much yourself. And I love that you said it is going to work.
It is. I mean, it's hard, but there's nothing that we've needed that God has not made kind of way for us to get.
Come on.
I mean, it's nothing. We're not, in a matter of a year, I've been promoted twice.
Woo, that's because you is smart.
And I've always had this kind of faith that people call crazy, and I know that it's because I've gone through what I've gone through. People will never be able to understand my faith. They'll never be able to understand the way I think, because they haven't walked in my shoes.
Come on.
They haven't seen, they haven't witnessed, they haven't witnessed the things that I've seen God bring me out of. They haven't witnessed the dark, faces God has brought me out of. So, that's why taking her in, it wasn't a matter of like, are you going to do it? And I'm not going to sit here and lie. Sometimes I'm just like, the system makes it so hard to do this that I just want to go, you know what? I don't want to do it anymore. Like, y'all are making this way too difficult. And God will convict me like, okay, it's been difficult, but have you gone without anything since you've gotten her?
Because she didn't have, when she first came with you, she didn't even have clothes. She came with the clothes on her back. I remember that. Yep. And look, and she got clothes, she got resources.
She got whole closet full of clothes now. Got more stuff than me.
God makes a way, and God will put people in place and angels in place. I'm a firm believer of that, to help make it through. Because sometimes you'll sit there and you may not know how you're going to make it through, but you know who's going to bring you through. And I think that's comfort.
I heard something the other day, and I went to this thing called Poets in Autumn, and it was my first time going. And this guy said something that was so prolific, but it was so true. It was, he said, what did he say? Whatever God gives you, He'll always provide the how. So don't sit back and wonder like, I can't believe all this is going on. How am I going to make it? If He gives you the what, He's always going to provide the how.
That's a message. That's a word.
Faith. And I'm telling you, it was something I needed to hear because of things that were already going on surrounding the situation, and it was definitely something I needed to hear to remind me, it's not in vain.
And I think people need to hear that right now. So I'm glad you said that. There's somebody listening right now, no matter when they turn to the podcast, tune in, because they can listen at any time. So someone can be hearing you live right now. Someone could listen to the playback. Whoever's listening at any time, I think that message is going to resonate with them, just like it did with you.
It did. It was definitely, when he said it, I was like, oh my goodness. Okay. I hear you. Yeah. I got it.
Yeah.
All right.
And God will send mouthpieces too. Like, okay, I'm going to send this person to say this at this time. And it's always a reminder. It's even a reminder for me that you just said that. And I know that, but that just touched me because I know that's so true. So I guess last week, 2 weeks ago, you and I had a conversation as we talked about your initiative, which we'll talk about a little later. But when we were talking, I said I definitely have to bring you on Shine to talk about it, because we had a real conversation about what people's assumptions are. So you were talking about how people assume as a woman, as a young woman, you should have been taught this, or you should know this, or you should know how to do some of these things. Let's talk about that. What are some of the things that you struggle with, being from the foster care system, and things that a lot of women know, and you're just finding out, and you're really not sure of how to do it and what to do. And some people might listen to you and say, well, Dag, I never even thought about that. But let's talk about that.
It's, so, like I was explaining to you before, I hear it a lot at work because we have a program that helps with children, young adults that have aged out of out of foster care, that need housing. They don't have anywhere to go. They can't return to their families. They've been in foster care and now they're 21 and they need somewhere to live. So a lot of times we have, these young adults that just haven't been taught, communication skills. They haven't been taught how to handle and conduct business. So, people, they come in and they don't really know how to talk to people, and we just assume because they're over the age of 18 that they're supposed to know these things. And I've had conversations with, a few of my coworkers, and it was just like, you haven't been in their shoes. You can't assume because, they lived in foster care or they even were raised by their parents that they were taught these things. Like, even as simple as something like, cleaning up, having manners. dressing appropriately when you're coming to conduct business, not catching the attitude because it's not going your way. That saying that way, that you attract bees with honey and not vinegar. Yeah. Everybody wasn't taught that.
Yeah, and even hygiene and how to decorate and how to just certain,
things, if you lived in an area where, baggy jeans and big white T-shirts were, the thing that made you fresh with like the latest pair of Jordans on. Like if you walk into a place of business, if that's what you were taught, in your head, you do look appropriate.
Right. Because,
someone who may have a professional background, they may come in with a 3-piece Italian suit on, you look like somebody off the side of the road. But it's all about perception, and I think you can't judge. You can't assume, and you just have to. You
can't assume that some people know better, because what you're saying is, if you're in a household and you're with your parent and a loving parent, and they're telling you things like you catch more bees with honey, or sweetheart, let me sit you down and show you this is how you conduct yourself. At a job location, a job site. This is how you conduct yourself in an interview. This is how you wipe front to back. Something as simple as that. This is how, let me show you how to wash your hair properly. And people that don't have mothers or don't have a father in the home, and you got a foster parent who may or may not be, there for you just because you have a check, or they're not, they don't care, or they have too many children, or they're really in it for the money once again and not really for the care of a child. They're not teaching you the little things that you need to know that a lot of people with parents take for granted.
Yep, especially if they're older. I hear a lot from the older people, and it's like, like I said, you were born in a whole different generation. Like it's just like, even for myself, I became a mom at 16. Like, I was a kid having a kid, and that's just the reality, and that's just my truth. I was a kid having a kid, so I've literally learned how to be a mom, a woman, by being a mom and a woman. There's no handbook to it. There's no, right or wrong to it. You're literally out here figuring it out day by day, and not to jump ahead, but that's kind of where my initiative came from, because I was blessed to meet people like yourself and other people that I work with that were old enough to be my mom, that didn't turn their nose up to me, that saw that it was a need. It wasn't that I was ignorant to the fact. It wasn't that I was purposely being ignorant. It wasn't that I was being rude and nasty. I just didn't know. And you can't fault me for not knowing. Now, once I know, and you taught it to me, then you can say, okay, well, I taught you that.
Right.
But if I didn't know, how you turning your nose up to me?
Yeah, because people just do a lot of assuming. I think that that's so dangerous, and it's really ignorant, and a lot of people will look at you and judge you, not you, but just a person, look at you and judge you and really assume, well, they should know better. No, they may not have had anyone to teach them better. They might not know better. And I think it's important, as you said, with the older women, to really take younger women, under their wing, and really, even if they don't know what the person needs, just be there. So if they need something, that you can be a resource that they can come to.
You never know what your words can say for a person. You never know what it may spark in someone's heart, in someone's head. You never know what dream may come out of something you say to someone. Like, for me, like, for example, college. I was always pretty good in school, but I never even thought about college. And the thing that sparked college for me was when I got to high school. That was the first time the idea was even brought to me. And it was by a step group. A girl talking about it. They happened to be, in a Greek organization at the school, and they volunteered and, coached step for us. That was the first time I was ever introduced to the idea of going to college. And she and I sat around and had a conversation, and from that point forward, I was like, I'm going to school.
Mm.
I want to go to, but if we just had a regular conversation, it wasn't like she, pounded it in my head or anything like that.
But it was a spark.
She spoke to me. It was a spark for me to know, okay, that's the next step that I want to do. Like, when I leave high school, I'm going to college,
Right.
But it's just when you tear people down, you never know.
Yeah.
That could be the next Barack Obama.
Absolutely.
That was coming up, but because you decided to be mean and nasty to them, they may never feel like they're good enough to go forward.
Tell it, Shawna. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a loosely quote Tupac. He said, even if he doesn't change people, but his words may spark and I don't want to say it wrong. I'm trying to say it right, but I'm just going to paraphrase. Basically, what he says is even if he's not the one that's going to help the next generation, he will be the spark that might spark another person to make that change or to inspire that change. And really, it is a trickle down effect. But I love that you said that because it's so true. Words have power, and just really taking the time to care. It doesn't take much to try to care or to try to help. Like you said, it could be the smallest thing that will spark something in you to do great things. And somebody could be talking to you, like you said, with college, you by going to college and then you getting a degree and then you starting the things that you want to start. Do you know how many people throughout that whole process that you might inspire just by saying that you went? Just by saying that you go to HBCU, just by saying that you actually graduated and got your associates, just by saying that you were 16 when you had your first child and that you graduated. And now that you're furthering your education and now that you're about to start this initiative. So somebody out there had a baby at 15, 16, 17, 18, and they think their life is over. What would you tell that young girl?
I will tell them don't give up. That is the number one thing I can say. Do not give up. If you don't do anything else, you keep fighting. I wish this version of me could have told me that, because it was times that I gave up and God would just bring someone along that would go, say something to me that remind me like, okay, no, you still got this. Like, it seems a little out of control right now, but you still got it. But I feel like had I never had given up in those moments, I probably would have been even further than what I am right now if I had never second-guessed myself. If I had never second-guessed my abilities and my strength, looking at myself as not necessarily a failure, but just someone who just was not getting anywhere in life. Where the whole time I really was getting a lot further, but my perception of it.
But that's one of my favorite words, perception, because that can change the trajectory of someone's life. Absolutely.
Everything. When you look at it, like, okay, I don't have this, but I have all of this. My life's not perfect now, but the way I look at it now, I have so much joy compared to even me like a year ago, just because I've chosen to look at life like, okay, it's not the best. It's not the best. Today did not start off the greatest. My boss is definitely making me mad right now, but you know what? I'm still here. I'm still happy. I'm still Shawna.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna choose to be happy in this moment, even if everything else around me is in a complete whirlwind. I'm gonna still hold my head up. I'm gonna still smile. And when you start thinking like that, and I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like it's an easy process, because it's not. It's literally. It's not even day by day. It's literally second by second sometimes. Right? It's not easy to change your mindset like that, especially when you're so used to things just never doing what you expected them to do or going the way you expected them to go. Sometimes it literally is second by second saying, okay, the next second I choose to not cry about this. I choose to be happy. And it's a fight internally.
Yeah. And I think that we got 10 minutes left. Wow, this time went so fast. It went so fast. So I want to, before I ask about your initiative, I want you to quickly, what would you tell those that would immediately think and count you out just because you came from the system, or you come from foster care, and someone out there, they're counting them out right now? Oh, they were in foster care. What would you tell those people?
Watch out.
Boom.
That's all I can say.
Boom.
Watch out.
Boom. Don't underestimate.
If you even read an inkling of the Bible, some of God's greatest miracles, some of God's greatest words, they were completed by the ones, the underdogs. They were completed by people that were overlooked.
Yes.
They were completed by the ones that weren't wanted, that people just didn't want anything to do with.
Yes.
And they were the ones that carried out some of his, greatest works.
Yes.
So all I can say is just watch out.
Yes. All right, so I want to talk about your initiative, but listeners, she's having an event, and I'm going to go live at her event. I'm just telling you that. I'm going to go live on Facebook, and I'm going to go live possibly on the podcast. But real quick, Shawna, we don't have much time. Let's talk about your initiative real quick. Talk about why you're starting it, what it's called, and then we'll have you back on when it's fully developed.
Okay, so as you know, I'm an event planner. I have a business. It's called Wishful Things. The initiative is called A December to Remember. So it's an initiative to bring awareness to the foster care system, children's homelessness, and just kind of I want to bridge these gaps between kids that are in foster care and these community residents and resources to, bring some love into the holidays. When I was in foster care, some of the most lonely moments for me were around the holidays because I wasn't around family. So that's why I chose to have it around the Christmas season. So what's going to happen is each year we're going to choose a children's group home to host a Christmas party for. So there are going to be a couple things. So it's going to go into the Christmas season. It's not just a Christmas party, but there'll be a couple activities that I will do with whatever group home that is chosen. So this year we're working with the great Our Fortress. It's a group home for all girls. We're going to do a photo shoot where I will interview the girls.
And who's the photographer for that? I'm just asking.
You will be the wonderful photographer for that.
But go ahead.
You will be the wonderful photographer for that. So we're going to host a vision board party. It's going to be a little different. We're going to do breakfast instead of just in the afternoon. So we're going to go over there early in the morning, cook the girls breakfast, and then we're going to make vision boards. And the theme for it is going to be I am. So it's going to be focusing on the girls defining who they are outside of what society is saying, outside of what their circumstances are telling them that they're going to be, reshaping what they see themselves as. And then about 2 weeks after that, we're going to do the photo shoot, which you'll be doing, where I will also be interviewing the girls after I've given them some time to really think about who they see themselves as. I have some friends from my school. I have some friends from Morgan who are that are going to come out and be a part of it. I want to put these girls around positive females that are doing things with themselves that can, put some inspiration in them and also maybe connect them. Some of them are right around the corner from college, and when I ask them about college, they're looking at me like I got, 10 heads coming out of my shoulders. So, praying that God will put a spark in their heart to, let them know you can do it. Like, don't let this moment define the rest of your life. You have all of your life to define that. So we'll do that. We're going to also do a community drive where people can donate hygiene products. They can donate cleaning supplies, everything that they can use at their group home. We're also going to host a gift drive for the girls where people can get together and fulfill some of their Christmas wishes. where they'll get those gifts at the Christmas party, which is going to be in December. And we're just going to have a good time. We're going to surround these girls with love and remind them that they're not alone, that even if their family is, you know, they're still my little sisters. Like, I've met them a couple weeks ago, and I text them. Like, I'm texting them. They have my number. They need me. They can call me, and just reminding them, like, yeah, you're in this particular situation, but you do have family.
See?
Even if we weren't birthed together,
absolutely,
even if we didn't grow together, you're still my little sister.
And that's how I feel. I feel so proud of you. I feel like I birthed you myself, and I'm serious. Like, I'm listening to you, and I'm like, I almost have a tear in my eye. Like, I'm really getting choked up. Your past, that's what just kept coming into my head, in my mind. Your past is your purpose.
Yep.
Your past is your purpose. And this is a former foster child. So when you look at the statistics and you listen to when people talk and you have this judgment and these assumptions about foster children, listen to this brilliant young lady. Listen to what she's trying to do for others. I mean, that was a mouthful. And who better than you to pull this off? I think that you're amazing. I think that you're awesome. I think that you're fantastic. I think that you're beautiful. I think that you're smart. And I'm just really so proud of you. I can't wait to see what this event does, but most importantly, your future. I thank you so much, Shawna, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. I love you, young lady, and I'm proud of you.
Love you more. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
So tell them real quick, 30 seconds, how they can get in contact with you with Wishful Thinking and your social media handles.
Okay.
Quickly.
So you can, I'm going quickly. You can follow me on IG. It's full_of_wishes.
FULL.
Find me on Facebook at Wishful Things, and that's Things with a Z.
All right. And check her out, her event planning. You can go on her page and look at some of the fantastic events she's planning. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Shine. Remember, you are a star, so don't allow anyone to dim your shine. And don't allow anyone to tell you who you are, because you know whose you are. And with him, all things are possible. Don't allow your past to predict your future. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless everybody. Thank you, Shawna.
Thank you.
Shine with Kendall Lanice. Real talk for real people. Let's shine together.
The one who knows my heart, I knew it from the start. When I'm lost, you're my tour guide, the only thing that's right. My candle in the dark, the one who lights the spark. You never keep the score, that's why I wanna praise you more. Why I stand here and say, with you, I'm not alone. With you, I have a home. When I'm hurt, you stop the pain. You love me through the rain. It's you who brings the sun. For me, you are the You're the reason I go on. You're the one who keeps me strong. hold my hand when I am scared. It's you. Oh, it's you. It's you who makes me calm. You wrap me safely in your arms. It's you who unlocks my door. That's why I wanna praise you more.